We're finishing this day up here.
Yes, we are.
This will probably be a really, really short one. For those of you who have been paying attention to it, this is probably one of the only days that we're actually going to separate into 3 separate sections.
Mostly because it was late as heck when
because it was late as heck because we did the last one, which we eternally regret, and we will never do that again.
Yes.
Okay, we're learning from our mistakes here.
Alright. It's
February 24th, 12:14 p.m. District Court.
Rebel.
The court will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. I got his voice.
Allow me to call the next witness to the stand. The officer in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime. Witness, please state your name and occupation.
Me, partner. Oh, I'm just a man, same as you, one on the trail of civilization.
Occasionally helping the elderly cross intersections when needed. Yes, we get it.
God, he says that. Oh,
I know. You're a patrolman. I mean, that's you.
that was my line.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know. You're a patrolman. That's my name. You listen hard enough, you can hear the Halloween calling it out.
To be exact, it's Jake Marshall.
I've never heard it described that way before.
Now, Mr. Marshall, let me ask you something. You were in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day the crime took place. Is this correct?
According to the papers, partner. What do you mean? Desperado Soul is as boundless as the desert sand. No paper can sum it up. Maybe it's best we get on with this quickly, because the other voice is starting to annoy me. Please share with us your testimony of the day of the crime. In plain old English. Unlike what my brother is, which you will... Oh, sorry, spoiler. My job is keeping a wary eye on that bone. Oh my god. Apparently it's such a guess. My job is keeping a wary eye on that bone orchard. They said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. Besides, I was protected by 2 security systems anyway. If I remember right, I was at a street side saloon at the time I went down. Drinking. Really? I'm just an innocent traveler, man, so you're out of ammo each time I hit the trail. I can't say I particularly care for your attitude. Sorry, I'm trying to get back to the...
Oh, wow.
I can't say I care for your beer, but you don't see me complaining. Wait a minute. What do you mean by 2 security systems? I mean the security cameras and the ID card reader. I reckon even a cowpoke like you knows about those. Yes, well, what about the fingerprint activated locks in the evidence lockers? Fingerprint activated locks? What kind of newfangled doohickeys are those? He's not being very helpful.
He's not that good with machines. Or with following orders.
Everyone's got their weaknesses now, don't they, Mr. Prosecutor? This one seems like trouble. Okay, Mr. Wright, he's all yours.
Alright.
I don't fucking remember what we did.
I don't either, so I'm just gonna challenge everything and see if that works. And if it doesn't, then I'll start looking through the evidence for something that might...
I know what it is. It's not funny if you think about it. It's a blatantly obvious contradiction.
Alright, let me check over these evidences here. this or it's this. I'm thinking this, but I can't. We gotta figure out when to play this.
You want me to give you
What?
You want me to give you anything? Should be kind of obvious. Just saying. You know, if he keeps doing that, he's not gonna have any hair to cut.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna mention it.
I'm just going through to see if. Okay. So, press or present. I'm going to press here first, and then if that doesn't work, I'm going to present the evidence. Because I think they told you what you're supposed to do.
Did they?
Actually, I know when. Let's see. We know for a fact he was in the evidence locker because he left a handprint.
Think about what you do before you do it. What does he say he was?
Oh, Street Side Saloon.
Duh!
Yeah.
You had the right thought, you just were putting it in the right spot.
Yo.
Officer Marshall, doesn't it strike you as odd that it is you being called in to testify like this? After all, you weren't in the security room at the time of the crime. Yet you dragged me down here. Explain yourself, partner. It's quite simple. You left a very large trail behind at the scene. Well, to be exact, a handprint. This is real good, partner. Like I said, I'm the caretaker of that clinic. I pay my respects, that is, make my rounds about once a month. Wow, dude. Fucking lazy. It's only natural my fingerprints were being there. Only wish it were, officer. You see, your fingerprints were covered in blood. Witness, what's the meaning of this? Your blood-stained fingerprints were at the crime scene? Blood was wiped away. However, luminal test clearly revealed this. Well, Officer Marshall? It seems to me there ain't a person in this room with a head on his shoulders.
I take it you have an explanation then, Officer Marshall? Yo.
About the blood-stained fingerprints? That's you, idiot.
No?
Yes, that was you.
Oh, I thought it was him.
No, just because it assumes over. You gotta fucking read the name.
But this
Very
is
well. You may begin your testimony about your fingerprints found at the scene of the crime. Okay, Mr. Judge. Like I said, it's only natural for my fingerprints to be in the evidence room. I don't think I fucking get the worst to see. One of them just happened to be at the same place as the bloodstained handprint. I fucking changed his voice again. murder touched the locker where my fingerprint was by chance. The blood stain and the fingerprint are completely unrelated. Didn't you know the murderer was wearing blood? See, I had nothing to do with it. I think I changed his voice again. The witness's explanation appears valid, although there's room for doubt. Because if not, it wouldn't be a Phoenix Wright game.
Yeah.
Life wouldn't be fun without any doubt, partner. There you go, now his voice is back.
Wait a minute.
The defense may now cross-examine the witness.
Wait a minute. We never actually established he was wearing gloves.
Okay.
I don't think we did, anyway. The only glove we found fell out of a locker. I'm going to press there because that's my first instinct. Why? Because I haven't gotten it yet?
No, because you haven't been pressing enough.
Well, let's press. I'll start from the beginning. I think we're moving on.
Are you starting to get the picture, partner? The picture. This seal of blood in the desert is just food for the buzzards. There's only one reality, and that's this. Security tape. So long as my trail isn't in there, you can't say otherwise. This isn't getting us anywhere, Mr. Wright. Please consider carefully where you're going with this cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Now then, continue your testimony, Officer Marshall.
Yeah, that's the. I think that's the key piece.
Key piece you needed. You need to press on that.
Oh, I'll press on this. This is you.
I know. I told you, don't hit these unless it actually shows up something else. It's acceleration. sports. Let's see if you can find it. Show evidence, it's in there.
Let's take a look. Tread carefully, Mr. Wright, or you might wind up being the one making the mistake.
Now then, let's have another look at the video. Show us this incriminating evidence of the witness, Officer Jake Marshall. It might take you a little bit.
I know. I'm gonna watch it a few times. Rewinding it to the beginning.
You can fast forward too.
I know.
Please shut it off. It gets so annoying after a while.
Pausing to get a better look. I'm keeping an eye on over there. But I have a feeling it has something to do with the Blue Badger. Or whatever that thing is. That wasn't there before.
Yep.
That's what I was looking for.
Awfully suspicious.
Oh yeah.
Bringing our attention back to the security camera is a mistake I'm afraid you'll soon not forget, Officer Marshall. The days are short in Texas, and so are our tempers. Could you sum up what you have to say in 8 words or less? Very well. 2. You can clearly be seen in this video. Exactly 8 words. Not bad, partner. The key lies in a certain marker shown in the video.
Which you said earlier was yours.
The locker with the white gloss sticker. That was the witnesses, I believe. Now then, let's rewind the video a bit. Oh, the white cloth, it's gone. What's the meaning of this, Officer Marshall? When the crime took place, the white cloth wasn't there. And it suddenly appeared, like magic. It popped out of the snow.
Like daisies.
Like daisies! There's only one explanation. Officer Marshall, you were in the evidence room at the time of the crime. What's more, you opened your locker when the camera was turned away. Order. Order! It would seem that... Hold your horses! Sorry, partner, but you got the wrong man. So what if my locker was open? That doesn't mean I'm the one who opened it. Well, I needed to hide something, so he opened the locker and stuck it in. It's not my fault he happened to choose mine.
And the judge is looking at him like, you idiot. You're the only one who can open it.
Why is everyone staring at me like I'm a wounded man? This guy isn't just playing dumb. He really doesn't know. I hate to rain on your parade, but you're the only person who can open that particular lock. Oh yeah? I call you bluff. You say I opened that locker, now prove it. It's kind of obvious.
The fingerprint thing. Oh no, not this. The evidence locker that can only be opened.
Oh, duh. Is that a question or a statement? Fingerprint sensor? Can't do it. It's too short to shoot. Okay. Talked about this earlier, did I? The lockers can only be opened by the detectives they belong to. What kind of crazy talk is this? Well, she did mention something about this.
In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people on the force that don't know about the fingerprint lockers.
So, Sheriff, what do you have to say? In 8 words or less. I only got one word for you, partner. No!
Yo, Judgy.
Order! 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 Witness, explain yourself. This is a joke. It's the worst I've ever heard. I assure you, this is no joke, Officer. Now then, please tell us what you were doing in the evidence room at the time of the crime. Why is that a question? Orale! What? I don't remember that ever being in it, but okay. Please answer the question. What is he now, a bullfighter? Hey, thanks. That's alright, Officer Marshall. I believe we can figure the rest out from here. We gone? Have a look at these floor plans. I just happen to have them in my pocket. There's no place for someone to hide in the evidence room, other than apparently on the floor. Yet Officer Meekins didn't see Officer Marshall. It doesn't take a genius to figure out what we're doing with this. If that's so, then where was the witness?
It seems Mr. Wright has an answer.
That's right. The only possible conclusion. Well, then let's hear it. If you get this wrong, I will...
Either here or behind the blue badger. I would say here.
You're an idiot.
What?
That's it. You're an idiot. It's so fucking obvious. You're an idiot.
What? Oh.
What did you fucking just prove?
Oh, he was here.
No! He's the victim, you idiot!
Yeah?
Yeah, he's the fucking victim. There's only one possible explanation. Because if he was in front of his locker, he would have been seen. Officer Marshall was standing right here. There, but that's where the victim, Detective Goodman, was. Correct. Unless the man wasn't Detective Goodman. I believe the victim in the video is Officer Marshall. It's you, dressed up like Detective Goodman.
Well, that's preposterous. Officer Meekins witnessed the detective at the crime scene. Once he saw the man's face, he'd know for sure.
I point out, though, that Officer Meekins did not know Detective Goodman. He also testified about the man's reaction when confronted.
When I entered the evidence room, I asked him to show his cards, sir.
Yes, and how did Detective Goodman respond?
He suddenly pulled a knife on me.
I covered the story. Something about the officer's story puzzled me. The man had his ID card. Why did he just show it? Because he would have needed it to enter the evidence room, so he must have already carried it. The answer's simple. He couldn't show it. As you can see, Detective Goodman's picture is on his ID card. Oh, I get it. If he showed that, his cover would have been blown. Officer Beacons would have realized the man wasn't Detective Goodman. You have anything to say to this, Officer Marshall? I'm just kidding. You got quite an imagination, partner. I don't know why you're trying to...
Don't know.
We got a term for that. It's called circumstantial evidence. Circumstantial evidence. He's still denying. You're gonna have to do better than that to bring detective. Unless you have hard evidence proving I dressed up as the victim. I can't say I particularly care for your uncooperative disposition. I can't say I take care for your beer, but you don't see me complain. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any evidence proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that Officer Marshall dressed up as the victim? Well, I can't deny anything like that.
Or do I?
I can see the fear in your eyes, partner. Seems you're the one who couldn't take the desert heat. This can't be happening. It's so obvious he's the one. What can I do?
It looks like your lack of experience has finally been exposed. I'll pass on to you what someone told me when I was just starting out. When you've run into a wall with no place to go, return to the basics.
Basics. For me, that would be what Mia used to tell me. We don't have a voice for her because I refuse to do it. I shouldn't look for proof that Officer Marshall was in disguise. Rather, I should look for evidence that came about because he was in disguise.
Why do you think this locker was opened in the first place?
What do you mean?
There's no reason for Officer Marshall to open his locker at the time of the crime. Yet he did, despite the chance it might be discovered later, as it has been.
He did originally plan to open his locker. According to the defense's argument, Officer Jake Marshall dressed up as Detective Goodman at the time of the crime. Then, after the crime was committed, he opened his own locker for some unknown reason.
The fact that a white cloth is sticking out of the locker seems to indicate that. He opened it in order to put the cloth inside.
So, just what exactly is this piece of cloth? Perhaps the video is the key to all unanswered questions. I don't have any evidence that the video is my own shot. After committing the crime, the witness opened the locker to put away the white cloth. Please show us why the witness had to open his locker. I'm sorry, this is a little bit more tricky to figure out. It took me a little bit to figure it out.
There it is.
Oh.
I have a feeling I know what it is.
What do you think it is?
Give me a sec. I thought I noticed something. not holding his flag anymore. At least I don't think. I wanted to make sure I... No, never mind. I thought it was the Blue Badger's flag that somehow got knocked in the scuffle.
You know what's really funny?
What?
This is one of those games that'd be great if we actually viewers, because then they'd be like, what the hell? And then be like, hey, can you figure out who did it before we did? Well, at least before you did, because I technically now have audiences in front of me. I remember a lot of them. Oh, that's right, you were just stunned at the beginning of the second game.
Oh, whoop. That would actually be a misclick.
I know. You can't fuck that one. Yeah.
I accidentally hit the button.
I noticed.
And I'm not reloading because of a misclick, especially when I have plenty of penalties left.
Which is, we did save before we did it.
Yeah.
It's especially since this isn't that hard to figure out. Once you realize what's going on, what happened, you're gonna be like, oh.
Ah!
Yep.
There's a blood stain on his coat.
That's it.
I think so.
It is, then do it.
Take that!
Yep.
For some reason, you disguised yourself as Dr. Goodman. Dr. Goodman. Detective Goodman. I don't know where Dr. Goodman came from. And entered the evidence room, though I don't know to what end yet. Yeah. However, something unexpected happened. Gotta do it.
Alright.
Officer Meekins barged in on you. When asked to show your ID card, you pulled a knife on him. However, Officer Meekins panicked. And the white coat you were wearing was soiled with blood. A bloody white coat? Why did he just make me sound English? You couldn't just walk out like that. So you hid the coat in your locker. Not bad, bud.
Yo.
Now then, Officer Marshall, are you ready to tell us the truth? Looks like I underestimated y'all. I hope you're happy now, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, if you were only half as persistent then as you are today, we all wouldn't have to be here now, would we? Now would we? Well, that's just fucking... Officer Marshall, tell the court what you did. All of it. Alright. It seems the time has come. I didn't do it that day. I couldn't just stand by and let it die. I stole the detective's ID and dressed like him. I planned to take out the evidence. I wasn't expecting Officer Meekins. I knocked him out, managed to escape. I knew which areas wouldn't be caught on the camera. There wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15. So the supposed victim was really you.
But there's one thing I still don't understand. Traces of a large quantity of blood were found on the floor of the evidence room. If no one was murdered, then how could that be?
Officer Meekins managed to cut his own hand. My guess is he's the donor. It was way too much blood for such a small donation. Did you figure it out yet?
Not yet.
That's the same thing I already said.
What?
Oh, you were trying to figure out what to do. Alright. Just press all of them.
Alright.
Kinda gonna feel bad for the guy. Yeah. So the same knife he's been using to shave his beard is the same knife he cut Meekins with.
Are we gonna read this?
Do what?
Are we gonna read this?
Probably not. I don't know what it is. No, we're gonna read it.
Why not?
When I opened the locker, the evidence was already gone. What? Mr. Edgeworth, where is that evidence?
No, it's not. I have it.
Sure.
Don't I have the Joe Dar killing file in my possession right now?
Not the evidence you Goodman's locker was already empty. Someone else stole the evidence. Officer Marshall, may I ask you one thing? Fire away, partner. It's a free country. Just remember, I'm also free to decide whether or not to answer. Why did you do this? Stealing a detective's ID, injuring a police officer. This is no small offense.
Moreover, you're an officer yourself. This will have serious consequences. You can't just be forgiven with a simple cut in salary.
Not that salary cuts are ever a valid solution. Like I said, this isn't your case. This one's mine. And I'll do anything it takes to get an answer I'm satisfied with. This is an unusual amount of zeal. Let's hear more.
Gotta press. Because there's nothing else to do.
Sure about that? Pretty sure you can go back the other way.
Hopefully, because it's at the...
Thank God.
There it is!
Did you get it? Yep.
One of the victims is someone he's related to.
Don't present yet. Yeah. Interesting names in there. Very interesting names in there. Phoenix is right, but everybody in the current case is involved in this one.
So we had Gant, Sky, Jake Marshall, but also Neil Marshall.
There's another name that's very interesting in there. Can't even figure out what name that is. Been mentioned once before.
Goodman was the head. Oh, Angel.
Nope. Go back.
Oh, Edgeworth.
Nope. Oh my God. There's only one fucking person you haven't named in the entire cast.
Oh, Emma.
Uh-huh. That's an interesting thing that she's a witness to something that she honestly shouldn't be a witness to. I wonder what the importance of that is going to be.
Alright, so we got Emma, Lana. I think the fact that Neil Marshall is a victim is...
You think that's the reason why he was involved in it? Or why you couldn't let it rest?
I think he was related to one of the victims. Am I onto something there?
I'm telling you flat out, make sure you present it on the right one.
This one?
No, you can't present that. You just have to present it. On the statement, you dummy! Fuck shit. You know it? What are you doing? That you were nowhere near the right statement, you dumb shit. You kinda deserve that one.
Yeah. I'm saving just in case I screw it up again.
You think about having a fucking shame.
What was the page I was on before?
It doesn't matter what page you're on, dude. You don't have to be on a page. Just present the fucking thing.
I did present it.
You presented it on the wrong statement.
What?
It's so obvious what you presented on.
Well, I'm going to it.
You shouldn't have fucking left it.
What? You mean... I presented it on this.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
No, you didn't. You presented it on the very first statement he said.
Ah.
What are you doing? There you go.
Objection!
Officer Marshall, I think I understand. I think I know why you care so much about the SL9 incident. The slime.
Mm-hmm.
The slime. Sounds like you've been sipping too much cactus juice, partner. Okay, you're the only person who's been drinking this entire case. I have the SL9 incident file here. The name Marshall is mentioned in the list of murder victims. Neil Marshall. Are you related to this man?
Neil Marshall.
Yeah, I'm sure you've heard that in the name. 2 years ago, he received the same lousy prosecutor award you got. What? A prosecutor? We must be talking about the king of prosecutors award.
Now I remember, Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He handled the SL9 case before I did.
That's right. He was killed. And the case fell into your hands. But what's his relation to you? He was my brother. He was investigating the murders of Damon Gann and the then Deputy Chief of Police. Look at my finger. I like this building.
Yo,
Sorry. Group of detectives I was part of worked under them. We were desperate to prosecute the killer. Joe Dark. My brother fought Dark and was killed. That was the first time Dark left behind any evidence. That was all we needed. He was arraigned and incarcerated. The case was finally closed. At least according to the public records. What do you mean? My brother couldn't have been killed by Joe Dark. I knew my brother better than anyone. No one could have beaten him in a fight.
that's it? That's your reason for your insane actions?
There's more to my brother's death than what the records say. No matter how much you try to hide it, you can't fool me. At least one thing's for certain. Now we know what happened at the police department on the day of the crime.
That was the last day the SL9 case could be opened.
No,
Not satisfied with its resolution, Officer Marshall planned to steal the evidence.
disguising himself as Detective Goodman, he entered the evidence. Officer Meekins confronted him, so he rendered him unconscious and bled.
Yes, this mystery has finally been cleared up. No murder took place at the police department that day.
Yeah, and now you finally figured out the phones.
Things that happen by chance never cease to amaze. And at exactly the same time as a murder at the prosecutor's office, this fake murder was going on at the police department.
It's gotta be more than just that. So if no one was murdered at the police department on the day of the crime, that means the murder in the prosecutor's office parking lot was the real one. Yeah, there's one thing that everybody's forgetting. Have you figured it out yet?
I believe it had something to do with Emma's name showing up there and when it shouldn't.
That's not what I was trying to, but okay.
What did you say?
What's the one clue that everybody's forgetting about?
Well, I don't know yet. I'd need to look at my clues, or my evidence.
Well, it was mentioned before. What's the one? What doesn't make sense?
The jar?
Okay, besides that.
The jar doesn't make sense. But,
It will later on.
But it's your turn.
What's missing?
There's a body that's missing. Well, because there's way too damn much blood.
There you go!
Yeah. Which in turn means only one person could have committed the crime. Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky.
Wait. Murder wasn't reaching yesterday's trial.
Which is why we examined the incident at the police department today.
But
There's only one reason the defendant was not convicted yesterday. There yet remained the mystery of the simultaneous murder at the police department.
seems to me those boys got the draw on you, partner.
All the mysteries of the police department have been resolved, no doubt about it. Our sole murder took place in the prosecutor's office. The only suspect is Lana Sky, and the testimony of one Angel Star is completely incontestable. If you have a response, make it a single word or less. I rest my case. It seems this trial has reached its
conclusion. There's no room for doubt. Well, I think we're fine. It's you!
Well done, Mr. Wright. Thanks to you, I don't need to waste my time disproving the alleged murder at the police department.
There's no doubt what I proved today is true. That apparent murder of the security cameras tape really was fake. What I didn't realize that would end up proving Lana guilty. No, the time for the verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant. Hold it! Because I'm cheating.
That was me, remember?
Was it?
Yeah.
I have to do it because of... Oh, you too. Go.
Your Honor, wait!
Emma!
The defense has an objection! A scientific objection! Right.
What do you mean, Wright? Mr. Wright, are you this girl's guardian? Your Honor? In a sense.
Please, Your Honor, all I'm asking for is a minute of your time. Please hear me out. Mr. Ezrath, please. I don't want to leave any loose ends. You want a minute? I'll give you 3.
Well, that's fish.
I was kind of in shock. I mean, finding out the SL9 incident referred to the 2 Dark killings.
Now that she mentions it. Names of both Sky Sisters were in that file.
That's what they figured out. I mean, what Officer Marshall was trying to do that day. So I knew his fingerprint had nothing to do with the crime. That left only one thing. The other handprint. You mean the traces of blood found on Detective Gumshoe's locker?
Fingerprints were found on it, right?
No, but I figured if I examined it scientifically, I'd be sure to find a clue. So I ran over there and looked at it again.
So did you find something?
No. Huh? Sorry, I guess I'm not much of a scientific investigator after all.
Is that all?
Please don't be mad, I'm just a high school student.
And I'm just an attorney.
But Mr. Wright, those traces of blood are the only clue we have. We can't find something wrong with them. Please, Mr. Wright, you're a professional. If anyone can save Lana, it's you.
Time's up.
Now then, Mr. Wright.
With regard to the incident at the police department, does any reasonable doubt remain?
Sure as the defense is troubled by the other blood mark. Looking at the floor plans, a handprint was discovered around here. Is there a problem with this?
Is there?
Mr. Wright, I'm sorry I can't be more useful. Yeah, nobody was... The scuffle didn't take place around there. Still, if you can't find anything wrong with that blood mark, Lana will be... Please answer my question, Mr. Wright.
Please answer my question, Mr. Wright. We don't have all day. Yes, Sean. Something I needed to concentrate. It's now. There'll be something I'm missing.
Excuse me a second. Now you go use the restroom. Wait a minute, I know exactly what's wrong. Well, I have a feeling I do.
Well, he goes to me. I will be the judge and discuss things that are judgy. My robes are very black. I don't know who decided this, but my beard is excellent, Marshal. I don't know what you're talking about, Judge. Your beard's just weird. Doesn't go with your bald head. How dare you? How dare you talk about my beard like that? I'll have you know, my beard is glorious. It's a wonderful beard, and my brother has one too. Or is it my cousin? I can never remember. But yes, it's a wonderful. I have a wonderful beard. It's big and bushy.
There's two problems I can think of.
Yeah.
One, the scuffle took place nowhere near. The scuffle took place nowhere near Gumshoe's locker. So there's no reason for a blood.
In the second.
You can't actually see Gumshoe's locker because the blue badger is right in front of it.
Oh. Well, why would that be important?
Because someone could be hiding behind the blue badger.
Well, you're an idiot.
What?
You're definitely.
Why is that? Well, I have to object.
Duh.
Objection!
But what's the problem? Handprint left at the crime scene. Clearly shows a contradiction.
The only thing that seems clear is your grasping, Mr. Wright.
You've been staring pretty intently at those floor plans. Tell me, is there a problem with them? Yes, this is strange. Take a good look at these floor plans. Something is missing.
You mean something hasn't been drawn up there?
Yes, something that's been drawn. Will completely change the meaning of the blood mark. Let us pray the defense isn't simply trying to buy time. Very well, Mr. Wright. Well, there's evidence here. There's got to be something I can use. The question is, which item can prove something is missing on the floor plans?
This is right in front of his locker.
It's up to you to decide it.
Well, tell me if I'm barking up the wrong tree or not.
I'm not going to tell you until you do it.
Well, I can't save.
That's what you think.
Take that!
I know you're running it. What about that piece of plywood? Blue Badger, mascot of the police force. Defender of truth, guardian of proof. So,
Explain yourself, Mr. Wright. And also, I demand you apologize for that terrible joke.
I will not apologize. Please look at the floor plans of the crime scene. The Blue Badger is not here. So watch what happens when we put him in. This is where he was dancing at the time of the crime. Well,
No one could have gotten to his to Goodman's locker. Not to Gumshoe's locker.
there you go.
Well,
Well, what?
gasp!
That's right. So long as the Blue Badger is dancing here, it would be impossible to place a handprint at the spot on the locker. What? Because his voice is fucking annoying with one single word like that. So that means, exactly what does that mean? It means it can't be done. What are you saying? Blood traces were undeniably found in that locker. Only me, I didn't put them there.
Mr. Wright, think through it scientifically.
Am I?
On that afternoon, Officer Lincoln is the one who brought the Blue Badger to the evidence room. something went down, it would be impossible to leave a handprint on that locker.
Yeah, the fishy pocket.
So
that must mean this blood mark was left there before the blue badger was brought in. Just one moment. I will not allow such God, I hate this. I will not allow such far-fetched balderdash in my courtroom. You sound far-fetched, Your Honor. That's the only possible explanation. On February 21st, in the police department's evidence room, blood was spilled not once, but twice.
But how?
One time was captured on this tape taken by the security camera. Officer Meekins cut his hand, from which a trivial amount of blood fell. Problem is, the other time. Someone bled prior to the struggle shown on this tape. It had to have been Detective Goodman when he was really murdered. Plot thickens.
That's ridiculous. I refuse to accept your absurd claim.
The murder portrayed in the security tape has been proven to be a fake. However, that does not explain the blood mark found on the locker.
So then, assuming this murder you purport really happened, when did it take place? I demand you show evidence that proves when it occurred.
This is not that hard to prove, just figure it out.
To summarize, the defense
claims that prior to Officer Meekins being cut by Jake Marshall, who was supposedly detecting Goodman for some safe reason, another incident took place in that of evidence room. That's right, the blood mark on the locker proves this. Very well. Then tell us, when did this first incident occur? As Mr. Edwards said, proof must be presented. Proof that shows when the murder took place. There's only one piece of evidence that can show that. Now then, will the defense please present its evidence? What shows when the first crime took place?
.420. The badge number that we still don't know who it belongs to. Yo.
The crime took place inside the evidence room, and the killer would have had to enter it. Duh. In order to do so, an ID card would have been required. An ID card? Oh! The ID card record! Officer Meekins brought the blue badger panel into the evidence room at... Let's see here. 4:50 p.m. If the crime took place before that time, then it would be... 4:40... Ah! How about this part? Ah! Miles Edgeworth! Just what have you done? I never would have figured you had the nerve, boy.
Drop the act, witness. It doesn't take a lot of thought to figure out it couldn't have been me.
Nope, I ain't getting it.
Why were you the judge?
That's hard to do, isn't that fucking line like that? Nope, I ain't getting it. There you go. I'm afraid I don't understand either.
It's clear from the luminol test that blood was there. However, when the second crime took place, both Officer Meekins and Officer Marshall failed to notice the blood.
That means blood from the first crime was blood from the first crime was wiped away by the real murderer.
I would have had just 10 minutes to murder the victim, carry his money away, and clean up the blood. Unfortunately, that's physically impossible.
I'm not going to agree with him on that. That would mean the crime must have taken place before Mr. Edgeworth entered the evidence room. Let's take a look at the chart again. I don't know why it sounds like that. There's only one other card remaining. 777777777777.
Talk about a lucky...
Talking about a lucky number. But wait, that doesn't make sense. How could Detective Goodman have entered the evidence room? Kind of obvious.
Since there's no
record of his card being used beforehand, he must have entered along with the real murderer. Duh. That's the only plausible explanation. He went in with 7777777777. Mr. Edgeworth, please look into this ASAP. Find out whose ID number is 7777777777.
That's 17 too many, Your Honor. Unfortunately, I'm unable to look up the owner of that ID card. At least at present.
What? Explain yourself, son.
The ID number 77777 belongs to someone with the rank of Captain Wright.
Right.
Someone who is a so-called executive officer. You don't have the authority to inquire into such a person's identity. I think it's Jacksepticeye.
Objection!
But that's ridiculous. Just how?
I'm not finished talking, Mr. Wright. There is one solution in which we can be granted such authority.
If an official charge is filed against an executive is accepted. An official charge? You're all alike, aren't you? With your cover-ups and your forgeries. That's how the prosecutor's office operates.
I take pride in my work, Officer Marshall. I would appreciate it if you would keep your slander to yourself.
Slander, is it? Okay. Let me ask a question.
Yes?
No, not to you. To her. The defendant sitting over there. Your own little executive.
Objection!
Don't be stupid. She's been charged with murder. Of course we've looked up her ID number. And it is not 777777.
Don't blame me for a fool, partner. That's not what I want to ask. All I want to know is one thing about that incident. It's all non-incident. Answer me this, Chief Prosecutor.
Prosecutor?
In that trial 2 years ago, did you really only use legitimate evidence? God, I have to do Lana's voice. I might screw this up a little bit.
Do you need the witness to repeat his question, Chief Prosecutor?
I heard him fine, Mr. Edgeworth.
2 years ago, I was in charge of the prosecution for that trial. At the time,
Occasionally, we felt the powerlessness of the law. At least,
Lana?
I became a prosecutor in order to suppress crime with the law. But before I realized it, we were the ones being suppressed by the law. Defendant, just what are you saying? I'll ask you again, Chief Prosecutor. During that trial 2 years ago, did you really present all the evidence in court? Can you look me, an investigator in that crime, in the eye and say that you did? Chief Prosecutor, you didn't. I don't have to, Officer Marshall.
Why won't you answer it?
Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to do in order for him to get the verdict he deserved.
But Lana!
Even if it would involve forging evidence. No, that took a sharp turn. See, that's what I'm talking about.
No! No!
Order! Order! Now, this will cause quite a stir. The chaos in the courtroom will not contribute about the conclusion of trial. We'll have to wait until the following day. Yeah. It's not over yet.
Well, guess who gets to take over now, because it's another day.
Well, the question is, do you want to continue?
I want to put this case to bed.
Alright, let's fucking continue.
And then you want to put this to bed, too.
I know what happens, and I know how it happens. Oh, God. Damn it. Fuck.
Here.
There's one specific part that I want you, I'm going to specifically ask you.